Saturday. April 29th, Shadyside Dragway in beautiful Shelby, North Carolina. Be there for the greatest show since 1967 and the second stop on the Southeast Gassers Association Championship Tour. The Southeast Gassers presents the historically popular 4-speed wheel-standing, gear-jamming, clutch-stabbing action for an all-out battle first to the finish line drag race.
It's old school. It's real racing.
Brought to you by Bonafide Battery Exchange. Visit southeastgassers.com for more details. Come witness the largest gathering of period-correct gassers in nearly 50 years and relive the glory days of drag racing when men were men and cars were cool. Saturday! April 29th, Shadyside Dragway, Shelby, North Carolina. Be there.
We are here in hot Atlanta with...
I'm Justin Moses. Everybody knows me as JT. When I'm not out gasser racing, I'm obviously baby making. And that's why they keep the backup girls away from me, because I make them pregnant. So.
So how many kids you got?
Like 4, I think. that I claim taxes on.
Okay. So tell me about your history before the Southeast Gassers. What kind of cars did you build before then?
I always had a lot of stick cars. I used to do a lot of street racing, a lot of grudge racing. I had to get out of it. I lost my license for a year. I got caught, running like 120 something other than a 35 or something like that. So lost my license, kept getting tickets, and was just, I was always getting tickets, always getting hammered by the police over here. We had Fox body Mustangs back then, and got tired of being in jail.
Yeah.
And but I've always had race cars, and like I said, I wanted to get into gasser racing, or what I considered nostalgia racing.
Yep.
So I just kind of didn't know much about it, so I just kind of started educating myself and doing what I thought how it should be done, or how they would have done it back then.
Well, tell me this: have you investigated any of the other groups, or what you would call nostalgic racing?
Well, I've raced with several other groups before, and been to a lot of nostalgia events. And, I got a bunch of friends in those groups, and I'm not really hating on them or anything like that, saying nothing bad about them. But, some of the cars I didn't feel they'd allow, modern wheels in, or, the 14-inch wide slicks out back, or the cars would have an old body on them, but basically be a modern race car underneath of them. So, like I said, I always try to do stuff the hard way, reverse engineering, losing the coilover shocks and putting on, running on leaf springs, trying to make the cars hook, with old suspension, old technology. And that's more fun to me than opening up Summit catalog and ordering a bunch of parts, throwing it on there. I mean, I can make a car go a lot faster.
Yep.
And hook a lot better and run more consistent. It's fun, trying to do it, recreating old suspension, the old ways of doing it,
Yep.
I missed the finals last year because the baby was born the day before the finals, and so I missed the finals last year, and I just had put the big tires on, cut the quarters, because me and Quinn went back and forth about cutting the quarters on the car, and he wanted me to cut the quarters on the car, and I was like, man, I like the quarters on the 6, I like the wheel openings on a 56. It's my favorite part of the car, and I said, I just can't bring myself to cut the car. And
he done me the same way.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I got the Sawzall down here, and I was like, no, you stay the hell away from my car at Sawzall. But anyway, I decided.
He went as far on mine as drawing it in with a pencil.
Right.
And this right here is where you need to cut it at. So tell me about this new paint job you got.
I put the word out on the interwebs that I was looking for somebody who had the ability to do old school painting, how it was done back then. I didn't want any graphics, any trace overs, any kind of transfer, anything like that. I didn't want any stickers, nothing like that. I wanted somebody who could really, do the paint job justice like it needed to be done. I heard about a guy by the name of Paul Vanderpool. Me and him were on the same page, and he's like, all right, what do you want done? And I was like, I don't care, just paint the car, just don't paint the car blue. And he said, all right. I said, I don't care much for blue. And so he sent me back some drawings and everything on it, and I was like, yeah, that's good. And he showed me some lace and all that other kind of stuff. And He's like, it's gonna have a little bit of blue in it. It's not gonna have a whole lot. It just be like here and there on it. And yeah. So no, but I love the car. But I also told him, I was like, look, I said, you painted this thing the first time. I said, there's a strong possibility I'm gonna hit the wall with this car. I said, can you do it again?
Yeah.
So, car's always been the old dirty bastard. There's a story behind why the car's the old dirty bastard. It's not
You got
because
anything to do with you?
not really.
Okay.
But anyway,
It should be called a baby maker.
yeah, whatever.
You really need a 56 wagon.
Right.
I mean, to do.
Maybe I can give you like a limo.
Yep.
And
No, Queen wouldn't let that go because it'd be altered then.
oh yeah, alter wheelbase.
Really?
Can't do that. So I bought that car probably about 7 years ago, and I'd seen it on Fleabay, was watching it, ended up missing the auction on the car, but it was one of those things that just kind of stuck in the back of my mind. So like a month goes by, and so I just messaged the guy who sold it, say, hey, did you ever sell the car? And he said, yeah, I sold the car, went to so-and-so. I got the number from that guy. So I called that guy, and he's like, yeah, I just got the car here. Talked to him for a little bit. He's a big old rich guy out of New Jersey. Had a lot of nice cars and everything. And he just hadn't had the car that long. He got the shipper dropped off. He put it in his garage. His wife came home and called him, and she goes, what's this in my garage? And he told me he had like Hemi Cuda convertibles and all steel wheels and stuff like that. And he goes, well, it's a 56 I'm going to be making a pro touring car out of. She says, you need to get this old dirty bastard out of my garage today. And so he was trying to figure out what he wanted to do with the car, and I just happened to call him. And so I ended up buying a car for what he paid for it, and got it back down here. And
Did it look like it did when, was it primered?
it was all just one color gray primer. And then I'd had the car for probably about 3, maybe 4 years. I was already running with Southeast Gas, so it had a name on it and everything, and I got a contact off the ham from a guy. Got talking to him, and the story that I get from him is that car was, been around in Fredericksburg his whole life, and the guy who bought it specifically bought it to run moonshine with it. Because when I got the car, it had like 10 freaking leaves on the back, leaf springs and stuff
Yep.
like that. It was a small block and a 4-speed car when I got it, and but it just had weird stuff like that, and it had like these racks and stuff, where you tell stuff was all belted down the trunk. But anyway, he said that car was like a local legend around there, that it used to run shine back and forth to DC and stuff, and it outrun the cops and all that kind of stuff for a long time. And everybody and their brother's one of those cars that everybody knew where the car was at and everybody wanted to buy it, but the old man didn't ever want to sell it. And he said that his buddy went over there and did some work for the old man, and he couldn't pay him, so he ended up getting a car in lieu of payment. So like I said, I got it. It was pretty rough. I mean, but the guys off the ham knew stuff about the car that only somebody who'd been around the car
Yep.
knew about the car. I mean, it wasn't a gasser or any kind of race car, famous race car like that. But that's why I like all these old cars, because all of them have a history. They got a soul to them
Yep.
about them. That's why I've never really been into plastic cars, fiberglass cars. So there you go. Sorry, Queen.
So have you done anything to the motor?
No, the motor's the same as since last season.
Okay.
But
You went to a bigger tire?
I went to a bigger tire. Over the winter, the only changes I've done to the car is just the paint. That's really the only performance, besides putting a bigger tire on there. That's really the only performance that we've done to the car. We had a lot of problems with the clutch last year, and we got the clutch straightened out. I just kind of quit listening to everybody else.
Yep.
And went my own way.
Yep.
And because those guys aren't used to having as much power as I got, so they got them little small blocks. They got to twist them things like
Yep.
10,000 RPMs to get them to leave. That motor makes lots of horsepower. I don't want to say, but that thing makes a ton of power.
Yep.
And ask Tony Turner. I come around him several times like he was chained to a stump.
You ain't calling out Tony, are you?
No, I can't really. Us Georgia boys got to stick together, but I'll run on top of Tony just about any time locally. I don't have to do it at one of our
right.
events.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what he has to say about that.
Yeah, he still ain't figured it out. He's one of them Dodge guys, and they're just kind of.
Yeah. So tell me what you do for a living down here in hot Atlanta.
Basically, I buy and sell forestry equipment. Anything that does with like cutting down trees and stuff like that is what I normally do. Basically, I just stand around the shop all day long and roll around in my chair over here and eat biscuits and play on Facebook.
Yeah.
I don't get much work done.
What about our notorious leader?
You talking about old Queen Stott?
Yeah.
The
Stott rods.
Stott rods. Now, Queen, I really appreciate what Quayne does for the group and everything. I mean, he goes, above and beyond what he should be doing, because he told me one time when he gets paid to tune, pro mod cars on a weekend, and I'm telling you right now, that's all I'd ever do is just tune pro mod cars and give up all this gas.
Well, he's definitely got a passion for what we're doing.
He does.
And all of us, I believe, if you make it to the point to where you are a Southeast gasser, you're going to have that same passion that you want to preserve history the way it was back in the day.
Right, and like I said, he's such a nice guy. He'll go, bend over backwards to do anything for anybody.
I want to thank my lovely wife, Jenny, for helping watching all these kids so I can do what I need to do. I'd like to thank Paul Vanderpool, Tall Paul, Mayfield's Body Shop for painting the car for me. Really like to thank Tim for ramrodding this whole deal here and giving us a chance so we can get out to the fans so they can see us, come out and check us out, see what we're all about, get your 60s on. And we especially ain't scared of no booger.
Saturday, April 29th, Shadyside Dragway in beautiful Shelby, North Carolina. Be there for the greatest show since 1967 and the second stop on the Southeast Gassers Association Championship Tour. The Southeast Gassers presents the historically popular 4-speed wheel-standing, gear-jamming, punch-stabbing action for an all-out battle first to the finish line drag race.
It's old school. It's real racing.
Brought to you by Bonafide Battery Exchange. Visit SoutheastGassers.com for more details. Come witness the largest gathering of period-correct gassers in nearly 50 years and relive the glory days of drag racing when men were men and cars were cool. Saturday! April 29th, Shadyside Dragway, Shelby, North Carolina. Be there.